Hi, welcome. I am here to show you how to make your snowflakes from their Snowflake Art Kit. So first step, take your cutout snowflake and the bottle of silver paint. Make sure you shake that up. And when you first get it, you're going to need to cut off the tip. You can look at it, you can see where the opening starts. Make sure you cut it as close to the opening as possible so that it gives you a nice fine line. The farther down the tip that you cut it, the thicker the line will be and the harder to control. All right, so as I said, shake up the paint a little bit, make sure it's stirred, and then just kind of squeeze gently till you see the paint coming into the tip. That way you don't want any air bubbles when you start. And then you're just going to go ahead and draw your pattern on there whatever way you want. You can start out with a circle there and just draw some lines. Keep turning it around. Now, this paint takes a while to dry. So you probably want to plan on a few hours of drying time, depending on how thick you do it and how dry the air is in your house. You can use a hairdryer to help dry it. Just be very careful with it. Try not to get the hairdryer too close. You don't want to kind of melt the paint or smear it. So just be gentle with it. I think I'll put a little bit more there in the middle. More of a circle. All right, so there you go. There's a pattern of the silver on there, and then like I said, you just want to let it dry. Since that does take a while, I've got one that's already dry here, so I can show you the rest of the process. So for the next part, we're going to paint the background. So you've got your paint, you've got the blue, purple, and indigo. You can use whatever combination of those colors that you want. First of all, you can get the whole snowflake wet. This is why you want to make sure your silver is really dry so you don't smear it when you're painting over it. So get the whole thing wet. And then you can choose how you want to put the paints on. Since it's wet, they'll kind of blend. So you could maybe do some purple on the tips. And you do want to stir up your paint a little bit before you start, because some of the color may have settled to the bottom a little bit. So you could leave it like that and just have a purple, or you could go ahead and maybe add some blue to the middle and see how that goes out and meets that. And then if you wanted to maybe just sprinkle a little bit of indigo, various spots, you can do that. And then for the last part, what you might want to do is just take your brush and make sure the paint's getting to the edges. It's okay if you don't, but it would just leave some white spots. But if you just use a wet brush and pull the paint over to the edges. And then you're going to let that dry as well. Okay, so once the paint is dry, the next step is to give it a coating of the gloss. This is the white container, the white fluid in your container. So just take your brush and just brush some gloss over the entire piece. This will help bring out the color, make it a little brighter, and it will also protect it, give it another layer to make your piece a little bit stronger. So now once that is dry, you're going to flip it over and do the same on the other side. One thing I want to caution you about is once you put the gloss on, kind of pick it up and move it so that you don't have any gloss that soaks through and sticks to the paper, so that your snowflake doesn't stick to the paper. Same with when you flip it over. Just be aware of that. And once you get the gloss on the back, you'll glue a magnet and you can sign it and you are all done. You have your snowflake ornament magnet. Enjoy. Thank you.